What's up everyone, Darcblade here, returning with another 100% sync guide for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, where we take a look at the various missions in the game's single player and try to gain 100% synchronization on them. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at a mission in Sequence 2, which is actually Mission 2 in Sequence 2, called And My Sugar. In this mission, the maps that Edward hoped to sell to Governor Torres have been seized by guards, and he has to find out where they have been taken and recover them. Now, on top of this mission objective, you'll be given two additional objectives. The first is to hire dancers to distract guards, and the second is to stay out of combat. Now, you would have noticed that the first part of this mission I have actually skipped out because it's a very long tell sequence where you have to follow a guard and what I believe is a merchant to an area where someone's getting executed, they're getting hung. From there, you'll see a captain who has a key. You have to steal the key from this captain. Now, unfortunately, he goes into a restricted building, so if you go in here and get caught, you will enter combat, thus failing the second additional objective of staying out of combat. Now, if you noticed, I was with a group of dancers before I actually started tailing the captain. You can pick up the dancers around town quite early on in this mission, especially after the tail bit and the eavesdrop part of the mission starts. Failing that, there is even a group of dancers outside of the restricted building you can pick up. Use these to distract the guards outside of the restricted building so you can easily sneak past them and then go in and try to pickpocket the captain to steal the key. You can, if you want, assassinate the captain and then loot him, but I simply went for the pickpocket. Anyway, once you have the key, make your way out of the restricted zone as best as possible. There is a lift you can use to easily escape it, and then head towards the fort. Now, if you head towards the docks before going to the fort, it's a safer option to getting inside the fort. There are a lot of guards here, and the chance of you getting into open combat is quite high, so you have to be a little bit wary. Now, when approaching the fort, there are snipers on the roof, so be careful. They will spot you quite easily, but if you take the water route towards this scaffolding here, you can easily duck under the water if they do get a glimpse of you. This will break their line of sight and hopefully avoid open combat. Now, as you approach this side entrance here, there will be two guards inside here. One of them is a brute who patrols back and forward, the other one is just a stationary guard. Now, unfortunately, the brute doesn't actually come up to the door close enough for you to corner assassinate him. So with this brute, it's basically a case of just using line of sight as best as you can. He will approach the door. For this, I simply just decided to hang off of the scaffolding here and wait until he's turned his back to us. Once he's turned his back to us, then I simply just jump up, run behind and take him down silently. See, he's turned our back to us, just run in there and take him down quietly. If you notice to my right, there's the other guard who doesn't even notice that his friend's been strangled, but take him out as well, and then head towards what is a window over here. Once you get to the window, jump out and you'll see there's loads of planks and handhelds that allow you easy access across the wall of the fort. You can, if you want, go straight up from here and thus get to the mission objective quite quickly, but unfortunately I found it easier and safer to avoid combat by going the route I'm taking here, which is to jump into another building and out a secondary window. Again, there's ledges and handholds on this second wall as well. Along this second wall, once you get about halfway through, there are handholds that allow you to climb upwards, climb up these, and this is where I found was the most favourable part to avoid combat. Head up towards the battlements and there will be two guards who patrol back and forward. You can easily just grab them and throw them off the ledge. Patience is needed here, unfortunately, because they do take their sweet time moving about. I mean, they don't know you're in a hurry or anything, so take your time, wait for them to come to you and just throw them off the ledge. Now, if you notice, there is an actual third guard to my left over there by the boxes. Now, I'm not 100% sure that he will spot you if you decide to go up now, but I didn't want to risk it, so I decided to take him out as well. Unfortunately, he was at the wrong end of his patrol route, so I had to wait a little while until he came back. This can be one of the most annoying things in Assassin's Creed, especially if you have little patience. But anyway, patience is one of the key to success in Assassin's Creed. So as you see, the guard is coming back now, so just simply walk up behind him and take him down as well. Once he's down and out, head towards the right of where you originally came up onto the battlements. There are various crates and boxes scattered all around, making it very easy for you to stay out of the line of sight of guards. Now, there are a fair amount of guards up here. There are two snipers on the building in the distance. There is a guard also to the right patrolling through the boxes and crates. You see, he almost caught me there. And there are also two lookouts to the right of that guard who almost spotted me. You don't have to worry about the lookouts at all, as they really just look out over the town below. Anyway, move up through the crates, avoiding the guard who is patrolling. If you watch his route, he is actually quite easy to see, but to make sure you keep an eye on him, you can simply mark him with your eagle vision. The new way you mark in Assassin's Creed 4 is quite unique. A little bit odd when you can see bright red guards through walls and buildings and that, but it comes in handy when you're trying to keep an eye on a specific guard. The eagle vision marking can break the immersion of the game a little bit, but it is incredibly handy. As you can see, I can monitor the guard's patrol route easily when he's marked like he is. I can also see the 2 snipers, which you probably should mark, just so you have an easier time keeping an eye on where they are. Now, as you can see, I went into a cupboard here. This is because there is a guard patrolling down the other end of the battlements. You can see him down there coming towards us. He's facing towards us now. Him and the guard we just avoided there, these 2 can catch you out occasionally, so be careful. Monitor these 2 guards, and when they both have their back to you, then you have an opportunity to jump out of the cupboard and head towards the lockup. The lockup is down the battlements here, to the right, past these crates, and in this door you see here. Once you go in the door, a cutscene will happen where Edward actually does find his maps. He also does find Bonnet's sugar, but he decides to leave it as he doesn't have enough pockets to carry it all. Anyway, once back outside, it's simply a case of avoiding combat by jumping over the battlements. Jump over the wall down into the sea. Now you've escaped the fort, you should have easily gained the 2 additional objectives: to hire dancers to distract the guards and to avoid open combat. The only thing left in the mission is to head back to Bonnet and tell him the bad news about his sugar. Overall, this mission isn't too hard at all. The only additional objective that's kinda tricky is to stay out of combat, especially if you don't know the layout of the fort or the patrol routes of the guards, but hopefully this video should help you with that. Anyway, I've been Darcblade, bringing you my 100% sync guide for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.